Alright, hello guys, we're back, setting up for hole number 4 here. Notice I have Apocalypse, and we're going to try to go for a thorn pitch. So, put your favorite wedge and short iron on. I do recommend thorn here. We're going to do a backspin shot. I think you guys are going to be very fond of the shot. So, let's get into this. One of the things that I do want to mention is about your driver. So let's say you don't have a POC 5, a POC 6, a POC 7. Now these drivers, they all carry the same length. So they get to a certain landing zone. Whether it be plus 6 yardage, plus maybe 9 yardage on a POC 3, and over a POC 3 and a POC 4. Taking advantage of that extra length. Here you can see in a POC 4 how it's setting up. That is how we're going to go at it. Notice my opponent using a Titan. I do kind of recommend this. One of the things that I also want you guys to keep in mind is maybe these new Royal Balls. So having that little bit of extra carry, putting on a Royal Ball, for example, is going to give you what? Plus 3%, which could be 7-ish yards. That's quite a substantial leap. So the difference between a Power 3 and a Power 4 could be very favorable for you. So I do recommend perhaps going with that as a strategy for you guys. Purchasing these Royal Balls. You're going to see me do it with a Kingmaker on this hole. I am going to mostly full top spin it, but I'll take off a little bit just for you guys that might have a POC 5 or a POC 4. You might not quite be able to get it out to my landing zone difference. I'll take off, close to one full top spin here just for you guys. The goal here is just to get it to, thorn distance. So it doesn't matter in terms of where we get it to a thorn. We just want to make sure that we get a thorn on it. And there you can see that I'm getting very close to that right edge. You do want to avoid that. So, getting it back to the left is going to be paramount. You can see that my opponent was not able to do that. He did get it into the fairway, but you can see how far back he is. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So you're going to see my opponent here need to use a Saturn, and we're going to be able to go for it. A little bit differently, a lot easier with a thorn coming in on this hole. So I do want to, recommend that you guys take full advantage of, for example, these new Royal Balls. If you use it with a weak POC, whether you have a POC 2, a POC 3, a POC 4, I'm assuming, the likelihood that you can get it up to where I am is going to be increased. And you don't even need to get it to where I do. You just need to get it about 5 yards past this guy. I do want you to keep in mind this approach is uphill. So taking a look at this uphill approach, your ring adjustment isn't going to be spot on what it usually is. You're going to take off a little bit. Same with that last hole. Hole 3 and hole 4, they play uphill. So, you want to factor that into your ring adjustments when you're calculating. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to figure out where I am. I'm going to play this very close to min club because I'm kind of towards mid club. And what I like to do is I like to put just a little bit of right spin on it, try to straighten out my guide. And I like to stop it on the hill kind of like this, to where it only runs down a little bit. So you're going to see me kind of put it on the left edge of the cup. Additionally, like I mentioned, we are going to go very close to min adjustment. I'm going to go maybe 2.5 rings. And perfect ball. And the goal is to just kind of almost stop it on the hill and just let it feed down into the hole very slowly. That is going to give you the best chance to make it. And, just keep all those variety of factors that I mentioned to you guys, and I think you guys are going to have very good success on that hole. So good luck there, and, not much else to add. If you just go back and, listen to kind of my advice for this one, everything that I feel like I've touched pretty much covers everything you're going to need to know. But, just be critical of those things that I touched on, like, that extra yardage if you have a weak POC, for example. Royal Ball is going to be really favorable, or if you have some leftover blue marbles, just keep in mind that the wind's going to be higher if you do that. So that's one of the reasons that you want to put on these nice balls, is to give yourself a good chance to make that consistently. Last time this tournament came around, you know, my weekend round, I had hole 4 both times. So this is kind of the thing that you guys want to strive for as well. Additionally to that, you know, just make sure that you're factoring in that it is uphill, and maybe just take off just a slight touch on what you were going to go when calculating. If you're at mid club, you know, play it a little bit more towards min. If you're at min, don't even go min. If min thorn is like 4 per ring, maybe even go, you know, 4.5 per ring. Like, really take off of that number. So good luck there, guys, and see you guys on the next one.